everyone, and welcome to Wilkes Now. I'm Allison Cibulka.
And I'm Jacob Chasen.
So before the camera started rolling, we were talking about curling. Best sport ever.
It seems pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, any sport that where it seems like you don't really have a uniform and you can honestly just wear like flannel pajamas to do, I feel like is a total win.
It's only 3 people too. You don't need a whole team.
Yeah, you don't need a crazy amount of friends, which I don't have a crazy amount of friends. So
get your family to do it.
Exactly, and then no matter what,
sport.
you always win because the losing team gets bought stuff by the winning team. So there's no losers. Best sport ever. Anyway. WCLH 90.7 FM will be launching a new show which will allow all Wilkes University staff, faculty, and students to DJ for a day. The third chair will allow you to sit down with 2 experienced DJs, spin your favorite tracks, and be heard over the airwaves in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and Hazleton. Contact WCLH station manager Kristen Rock at kristen.rock@wilkes.edu for more information. Now let's take it over to Denny Van Brunt at the Crucible.
Reporting for Wilkes Now from the Dorothy Dixon Dart Center. The Wilkes University Theater presented The Crucible by Arthur Miller, which is a dark play about the Salem witch trials of 1692 in Massachusetts. The theater will be hosting one more play this semester called The Chorus Line, and that will be in mid-April. Let's take a look at what some of the actors had to say after The Crucible. What is your name and what role did you play in The Crucible?
My name is Amanda Imbolzano, and I played Betty Paris in The Crucible.
And how is The Crucible compared to other plays you've performed?
So this is actually my first show here at Wilkes. However, in high school I did it a little bit, and those are all very uplifting, like musicals such as, Little Shop, Guys and Dolls. But being in a very serious show is very different for me. You had to learn how to really portray the characters and dial it and have that serious tone throughout the whole show.
And how do you think it went overall?
Overall, I think it went really well. We've been practicing for a very long time for it, and just to see everything come together, I think it ran very smoothly, and it was great.
My name is Michaela Catapano, and I played Mary Warren in The Crucible.
And you've been in quite a few of these plays so far at Wilkes here. How is this one different from the other ones?
It's definitely more emotionally draining and physically draining too than the other ones. It's the most serious and the most tragic play I think I've ever done in my life, let alone here. It's very, very heavy.
And how do you feel about your family and friends coming out to support you?
It feels great. I always love when my family gets to come up because it's like an excuse for them to come visit, and my friends always make me feel so good, and I like their support a lot.
Do you recommend the Wilkes campus to come out and watch?
Oh, of course. It's definitely, even if you're not a theater person, these plays, especially this one, is relatable on so many levels to so many different kinds of people. So definitely, yes.
My name's Jordan Williams. I played Sarah Good, who was the first witch accused in Salem during the time. Being my first time acting on stage with the group, it was really a new experience for me because for the first couple plays I've been part of, I was always either an usher or I did the lighting and stuff like that. So it was a really good experience to be on the stage and actually understand what the people back then felt during that time and what they went through, because honestly it was intense. Even learning about my character and learning about the rest of the characters and what happened back then, because mostly in the town people blamed each other. There was no middle ground. They just blamed each other, and that's how each story came up.
And anything else you'd like to add?
Honestly, I'm really glad with the people that came to the show. I feel like they really enjoyed it. A lot of people came, and I honestly encourage people to really look into The Crucible, because it really makes you learn about your own history. Because this is back in the 11th century, so it's you learn about what happened back then, what the people went through, and you just learned a lot.
My name's Chris Chernholm, and I played Reverend Hale in The Crucible.
And in one of the main roles, tell me what kind of a challenge it was.
So every show that I'm in, I enjoy doing. But this role was specifically very challenging for me because it's a very hard show to do, and it's a very hard role to do because Hale's character has such a drastic change throughout the whole show.
And what do you say to the Wilkes community to come out and watch?
Definitely always support the arts. You will thoroughly enjoy yourself if you come see either one of our shows or even King's or one of the local shows around here. But definitely come support the arts, and you won't regret it.
It was a great play. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was Danny Van Brunt reporting for Wilkes Now, and back to the studio.
Thanks, Danny. The senior class is selling Wilkes University blankets for only $20 each. They are perfect for alumni gifts, family or friends, sporting events, or just for yourself. If interested, please contact Cheyenne Barrett at cheyenne.barrett@wilkes.edu. Don't miss out on this awesome deal. And now here's a short public service announcement.
More than 180 million Americans rely on drinking water that originates in forests often hundreds of miles away. Those trees capture snow and rain, replenish rivers and streams, and keep our water pure. Without these trees, many would be without fresh, clean drinking water. But on average, we lose 7 million acres of forest trees a year to fire alone. These trees must be replanted so your glass can be refilled. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests, for the water we drink and the air we breathe, for the natural beauty that inspires us, the outdoor recreation that brings us together, and for those with whom we share this planet. For today and for future generations, please visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Welcome back. Come out and glow through the darkness in the 5th annual Glow Run 5K on April 13th. Registration will begin at 7 p.m. and the race will start at 8:30 p.m. The run is organized by the Office of Residence Life, and all proceeds go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Online registration and more information will be coming soon. We can't wait to see you glowing through the darkness on April 13th. Now let's take it over to Sports Now.
Welcome to Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Luke Bedrowski.
Men's tennis had several winners in the Drew Invitational. Double winners in singles action were junior Courtney Murphy, 8-5 and 8-1. Senior Artem Nabokin, 9-7 and 8-2. Senior Andrew Neidig, 8-5 and 8-2. Freshman Larry Skarts, 8-2 and 8-4. And junior Jonathan White, 9-8 and 8-3. The Colonels also took 8 of 14 matches in doubles action.
Men's lacrosse hit the field twice this week. Wilkes on Saturday scored their first victory of the season in rout fashion against Keystone College, 14-3. Senior Jeremy Cackle notched his first career hat trick.
Men's volleyball had quite the busy week. On Thursday, Alvernia swept the Colonels 25-17, 25-20, 25-16 in MAC action. Senior Daniel Sales led the attack with 8 kills and a .273 hitting percentage. He also recorded a team-high 11 blocks.
On Friday, they also defeated York College of New York for a second time in 10 days, 25-14, 25-11, and 25-21. Seniors Dylan Smith and Brian Schumacher had career-high days with 11 and 10 kills, respectively.
And on Sunday, the Colonels lost a heartbreaker to visiting New Jersey City University. 25-17, 24-26, 25-20, 14-25, and 13-15 in game one of their final tri-match of the season. Wilkes also hosted Kakua College and fell in straight sets, 16-25, 22-25, 23-25. The Colonels posted a team best and season high 50 digs in the 5-set loss.
It was an exciting time at the Mart Center last Wednesday night for playoff basketball. It was the number 1 seed against the number 4 seed in the Middle Atlantic Conference Freedom semifinals.
The Colonels took on Misericordia in whiteout conditions, and the atmosphere was electric. The winner of this game would advance to the MAC Freedom Final.
Zach Bruner finds the bucket early with a little baby hook action. Bruner posted 12 points.
Mason Gross can't get the drive to go, but Tommy Bowen has his back and gets the putback.
The Colonel faithful turned out in a frenzy. Take a look at him here as baseball player Nick Poyer really getting into the action. Kirsten, I think it'd be very silly to question the commitment of these Colonels.
That's for sure. It's definitely a tough place to play. The first 400 Wilkes students received a free whiteout t-shirt when they presented their Wilkes ID to demonstrate their Colonel pride.
Another drive from Mark Mullins cuts into this Misericordia lead. He had 18 points on the night.
And Rob Pecorelli gets the right-handed layup that you'll see here in a second. He rounded out the Colonel's top scorers with 16 points of his own.
Misericordia's Jason Kenny was just a little too hot to handle, scoring a game high at 29 points. Cougars take the MAC Freedom semifinal 72-58.
The whiteout conditions were not enough to faze the visiting Cougars.
Men's basketball would not be shut out of a postseason bid, though they were shut out of the NCAA tournament bid.
The Colonels will host the ECAC tournament this weekend at the Mart Center. All games beginning with the quarterfinals will be played at Wilkes.
The Colonels themselves play at 5 o'clock on Friday against the winner of Penn State Barron and Alfred University.
7 games in 3 days at the Mart Center, and it's sure to be some exciting basketball.
That's for sure.
Senior Matt Grossman is headed back to the NCAA tournament. However, it did not come without controversy.
Grossman led 4-2 in the third period when Zach Bailikbashi of Washington and Lee took him down to tie the score. In a flurry of action, Grossman appeared to lock up a cradle, but was not awarded any points.
The fans, and not just Wilkes' fans, erupted in a series of boos, some of which were described as the loudest boos of the day.
Before Wilkes could even challenge, the officials took it upon themselves to review the action using Matside instant replay. However, even after review, the action stood as called. Grossman would then go on to lose in sudden victory.
Seniors Josh Evans and John Ritter and junior Ashton Janice would all post top 6 finishes, but were denied NCAA tournament bids. All 4 wrestlers qualified for academic All-American Award status.
Due to spring break, we'll have our Athletes of the Week next time on Sports Now.
That's all we have today for Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Luke Bedrowski. We'll be right back right after this short public service announcement.
There are oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly, where mountains spring up and trees and grass grow all around. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge. A woman sets people free. A man makes light. A leader steps forward. People get together. They help each other out. They make their own places to run and play and contemplate the universe. There's pride and gratitude and fun. It belongs to everyone. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
And welcome to Wilkes Weather. I'm your host, Tyler Aldinger. So, this morning, you might have woken up and it was very chilly out there as we were looking at some of the temperatures here now. I mean, Wilkes-Barre, it was around the mid to upper 20s this morning, so very cold waking up as we were in a bit of a freeze this morning, but the temperatures are going to increase. Currently, 44 degrees in our backyard here at Wilkes University, and it's going to get a little bit warmer today, but we have some beautiful sunshine coming through, as sunny today with a high of 54 degrees. Going to go back down to 33 tonight. And then tomorrow as well, partly sunny. We're going to have some clouds in the afternoon, but the high of 55. But then later this week, Thursday and Friday, we're going to have some periods of rain, still in the 50s that day. But then later on Friday till into next week, it is going to be back down into the 40s. So now here we're going to take a look. Currently we have this high pressure system here, and this is what's keeping this low pressure system from coming in currently. And what we're going to see in the next couple of days is this low pressure system, it's just going to come right into our area, and it's going to travel the country quick. It's currently all the way back here towards Colorado, and it's only going to take a day to two to get to our area. I wish my car could go that fast because I'd be all over the country. So as we can see, this now over here is Thursday morning at 10 a.m. As you can see, not a lot of the rain is into our area yet. This is just going to be some light sprinkles and showers in the morning. But what we're going to see is as the day progresses around 4 p.m. on Thursday here, we are going to see some more of that heavier rain come into our area. And now, unfortunately, no records are going to be broken today. It's a sad day like last week where we had some 70-degree weather. But still, the Tuesday high is 54 degrees and Wednesday, tomorrow, 55 degrees, so it's still nice enough to get out there. And before we send it to a public service announcement, we're going to take a look at the walkway out here at our very own Wilkes University when they get the graphic up. And as you can see here, beautiful people of Wilkes University walking around campus on a sunny day, 54 degrees, so get out and enjoy the weather today and tomorrow. I'm your host, Tyler Aldinger, for Wilkes Weather, and we will be back after this public service announcement.
Wilkes University athletic leggings are now on sale for just $30. The spandex material is ideal for style and comfort and is available for both men and women. Sizes run from small to extra large. All proceeds benefit the Salvation Army here in Wilkes-Barre. Place your order in the sub from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or email Katie Hester at katie.hester@wilkes.edu. Cards are accepted. And now here's Andre and Nick with their movie review on Black Panther.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick James here for Nick's Nerdy News, joined by Andre Spurrell. Thank you very much for having me, sir.
It's a pleasure.
We are very fortunate enough to go see Black Panther the Thursday that it premiered at the 7 o'clock showing. And we're going to sit here and have a little chat about it, but before we do so, just wanted to let you know, or I think you already do know, director Ryan Coogler did 2 movies before Black Panther. One was Fruitvale Station, the other one being Creed. If you saw those, how you feel about those, what do you say?
Yes, I have seen both of those movies, and I thought that they were excellent, and they won awards as well. So it goes to show like how talented Coogler is as a director. And so when I heard that he was the director for Black Panther, it made me really want to go out and see it that much more.
Absolutely, you know, especially seeing that he's got his boy Michael B. Jordan back in the mix. If you haven't seen Creed, he's the star of that. Fruitvale Station stars that as well. So even though Chadwick Boseman, who plays the Black Panther, you know, number 2 obviously is the villain, the protagonist, who was Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, and he kills it.
Him and Coogler together just make magic. So
they really do. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but a lot of people are calling it like the live-action Lion King in terms of like, you know, somebody from a family comes in and it's like, no, this is my throne, whose is it, and stuff like that, going back and forth. Really just awesome. The soundtrack, how'd you dig on that?
Oh, the soundtrack was excellent. I mean, that was also part of the hype when it came to the movie. So I actually was able to listen to it like before the movie came out, and I thought it was excellent. So like to hear like those songs and like when they were used in certain moments of the film just added that much more to the film.
It was perfect, yeah, and like kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy is probably the next Marvel film that I think of the best soundtrack. This, you know, took newer songs and placed them perfectly, just kind of the same way James Gunn did in the old ones. works really well, and like what you said, is builds the hype.
Yeah.
These Marvel movies have some steam behind them. It takes a lot to get these things going. They're in 10 years of production, 15 films, more coming out. We got Infinity Wars coming up.
Yep.
To live up to this hype and have it hit it, and not only hit it so hard but so right.
Yeah.
It feels great on so many different levels.
Absolutely.
It made almost 185 million for the opening. It's one of the 5th films to ever do that second weekend. It is going.
Number one. So
if it's not the directors, it's got to be the cast. How'd you feel about them?
The cast is excellent. We already touched on Michael B. Jordan and the magic that him and Coogler do together, and Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther. He did an excellent job. And also the women that were in it, like Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Guerrera, and Latita Wright. All those 3 women did an excellent job. And in the film, they're shown as just like strong Black women, and to have women be shown as strong leaders in the movie, I think just added to it, because obviously like it was known that they were going to be in it, but like the fact that their roles were so vital to the film, like I just thought that was a very nice touch to it.
And speaking of the vitality, where that really shows, I think, is the end of the film, is the grand finale. Kind of takes on a Star Wars feel, if you will, where it's got kind of 3 separate lines weaving in and out. So you're traveling to different places, trying to figure out what's going on. So we were talking about Jordan and Chadwick Boseman are off doing their kind of fight for it, where we have Danai Guerrero, who's like the general the whole time, and she's like loves her country, loves her king, and is really forced by duty to kind of go out there and fight, and she's kind of taking care of business, doing her own thing. And then you have Lupita and Latita, and they kind of came together to do their own kind of thing and come at Killmonger from a different area, and they just do it well. The cast is great.
And then also like on that scene, it was like all the African tribes that were represented throughout the film. That was like all of them like coming together and then, fighting, and like that was like another nice touch, just staying true to the African roots and just having the representation, of so many tribes. And not only in that final scene, but also in the scene where Chadwick Boseman is proclaimed as the Black Panther, and you see like all the tribes that
It's
are
a beautiful
that
upshot.
are there.
You look up on the waterfall, and they're all
excellent.
there like,
I thought it
yeah.
was so well done.
It's so good, and it just drives the story. The story is really, we have the director, we have the cast, we have the story. All 3 of them work together, intertwined, gave us a great movie.
Like literally, like
every
time people ask me about it, I was like, I'm just like, the storyline is excellent. Like the cast did such a good job. The comedy being used, like the fact that it's modern, just added to it. The costumes, just everything about it. Also, like the soundtrack, which we touched on earlier. Like the movie as a whole is just very well done, and it's no reason why, like you can see why it's the #1 movie.
And all it's doing is just building steam towards Infinity War.
Exactly.
May 4th, which I hope we can come back and we'll do another one of these for that.
Oh, definitely.
As we leave, though, can we Wakanda out?
Of course.
You want to do it with me? Ready?
Yep.
Wakanda forever. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Andre and Nick, for that movie review. Now here's a short public service announcement.
Unless you've walked in their shoes, you would never know the overwhelming feelings of sadness, anxiety, and hopelessness that cause hundreds of students to take their own lives.
The number of students we lose to suicide every year would fill an entire high school.
We need to start the conversation about good mental health.
Help us reverse attitudes and save lives.
The life that you save might be your own, or someone you love.
To learn more, go to attitudesinreverse.org.
And that's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live every Tuesday on Service Electric, Channel 97 at 12 noon. And also check out our YouTube channel for episodes of the show.
And in case you missed it, our broadcast re-airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. I thank you very much for watching. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.